Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, boys and girls. Welcome back to another pre-market live stream. If you guys don't want to watch the whole video to know what are the most popular penny stocks today, well, then here you go. So, one of the most popular penny stocks so far this morning is VVUS, BNGO, PHIO, VBIV, SGBX, EYEG, and that's pretty much it. Out of those, you should probably be able to find something to trade or something someone's watching. But again, those are the most popular ones for those of you that don't want to stick around the whole time and watch me talk. Okay? So we'll get started in a little bit. We got to wait till YouTube successfully sends out notifications, and then people receive them, and then people hop online. Good morning, Nano and Richie. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good morning. So yeah, we're going to run through a whole list of penny stocks this morning, and then we're just going to answer any questions anybody has along the way, and we'll see where that takes us. But we only got about 25 minutes here, so kind of want to get rocking and rolling. Josh, good morning to you. All right, we're going to get started. So whomever is late and not on, too bad. So sad. All right, VVUS is the number one penny stock up this morning. So yeah, you can see it's gone from 93 cents and it's pushed all the way up. So let me kind of, yeah, you guys can see that. It's on the right-hand side. So we go from 93 cents all the way up to a high of 380. Now we've kind of pulled back and we're hanging out. So this has already had a really significant move today. Okay, let me put something up here, a daily chart. So what you'll notice here, this red dotted line, it's right at about 380. We saw that VVUS pre-market, again, went to 380. Watch this. Let me put it on this chart. You see it go to 380. That red dotted line is at 380. And then also you have this red downtrend line right at 380. So in other words, VVUS has gone to resistance. So from here, it would actually make more sense for it to sell down than to go any higher. If you're considering being long, you can only really justify getting long on VVUS at this point lower, or if it did successfully break out of 380, which is far less likely to happen than seeing it go lower. So right now, I would be more inclined to watch VVUS long bias, but not for a breakout. I would actually be long bias on a dip, but not actually looking for a breakout play over 380 today. If the breakout happens over 380, it would actually be pretty impressive, but that's not what I'd actually look for. I would first look for like a dip, more for a long rather than a breakout over 380. But this is the most talked about stock right now, is VVUS. So there's a lot of people watching this, okay? The more people watching it, the more volume. So this could turn into a really good trader, said and done. So we'll see, okay? Still watching. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Keith? What's up, Terry? Daily bonus. And then R&D. Good morning. All right, so that's VVUS. I'm going to take a look at BNGO now. Now, BNGO is definitely a sketchy stock. And the reason I say that is because I traded BNGO the last go-around that it was popular. I traded it. So that was here when I went to 4. So I remember trading it this time frame around here. And it just moved kind of sketchy. It just was a sketchy stock. So today, you can see obviously it's pushed up pre-market from 40 cents to 70 cents. It's high. I would honestly not, I don't want to say that, but ultimately you can kind of see that we're going into the consolidation phase. We've had a push to 70 cents. We've pulled back. We've double topped with lower momentum. So this is most likely going to try to trail a little bit lower on the day. So for now, I would say BNGO is a bearish stock, and you're probably not going to want to be long bias this, at least right now, until you get even down to prices of about 55 cents. If you go to 55 cents, you could probably justify trading a small bounce trade. That's it. Other than that, I don't think BNJO is going to give you a whole lot today. Okay. What do I think of the SPY? I am long biased the S&P 500 at the open today. To start the day, I would be more long biased the market. Okay, next one on the list, I'm going to just run through these ones really quick because they're not as good as the first two I showed. PHIO kind of pushed up this morning, then it sold off really big. So if you're looking at this, it's probably going to be just a shit stain of a stock today. You're probably not going to trade it. VVIV squeezed straight up to $1.70, then it crashed. This right here, probably not anything you're going to want to pay attention to. Most likely going to be, again, a shit stain of a stock. SGBX was another one. This is actually better than the previous two I showed you, but still a little sketchy. There's really no volume, so this is something where you just kind of toss on a side watch, and if something crazy happens, then awesome. But otherwise, probably not going to spend too much time on SGBX. Let me take a look at these other couple real fast. EYEG is pretty much the same. It's a no-go. AMRN, this stock crashed from like $14 to $3 overnight. So if you're looking at this stock and you're wondering if it's going to be good, just know that this stock pretty much lost its best thing going for it yesterday. There was a court hearing. They lost their patent for whatever it was they're working on. So pretty much the main thing in this company's pipeline for business just got shut down pretty much. So you can see that this has had an extraordinary big sell-off overnight. So this probably isn't going to recover right away. So if you're thinking of coming in today, dip buying it because it's going to reverse really hard, probably not going to happen. You might see a little bit of a move, but don't think this is going to go on a full reverse just yet. Way too soon. Annie, so I think so. Yeah, I was maybe going to do a video on that, but yes, there is, I think so. Let me just double check. Yeah. So there are, excuse me. There are, I think, 10, maybe more than 10, but about 10 Drixon ETFs, leveraged ETFs that will be getting changed. So yes, you are correct about that. There was a question. Is it true that JNUG will get changed from 3 times to 2 times in May 1st? I haven't done too much research on it, but from what I've been reading and hearing, yes, that is the case. JNUG will get changed from a 3 times to a 2 times leverage ETF, and that will be the case for a couple others as well. JNUG is not the only one. I believe it's of the Drixon managed ETFs or Drixon fund ETFs are going to be the ones that go from a change of 3 times to 2 times. And the best way I can explain it is that if you don't know already, a leveraged ETF, in order to create a leveraged ETF, the fund or the ETF has a much higher expense ratio, or that's just it. The expense to have a leveraged ETF is much higher than just a regular ETF. Same as a 3 times leveraged ETF is much more expensive to operate and manage than a 2 times leveraged ETF. Since the market is seeing such high levels of volatility, our volatility index has been above 50 or 40 or whatever it is now. I haven't actually looked in the past couple days, but our volatility index in the market has been so high recently that 2 times leverage ETFs are basically trading like 3 times leverage ETFs. So there's no reason for Drixon to have all these additional expenses if they don't need them or need to have them. So in other words, the market's so volatile, it's created an environment where Drixon can now drop their 3 times leverage ETFs to 2 times leverage ETFs while being able to provide pretty much the same exact volatility they would otherwise be providing if it was 3 times. So why not just cut back on the expenses if we can do that? So that's what they're basically doing, right? Yep, it's basically like I could spend $5,000 on this turbo or this supercharger to make this car this fast, or I could just go buy the stock one for a little bit less and still be equally as fast. What would you do? A lot of people would probably end up spending less money to get the same value. So that's kind of like what's going on right now in the ETF world of Drixon, okay? Yep. Okay. Fernando, I don't think there was any rudeness there, so I think you're good, okay? Yeah, I don't even know how you pronounce it. Is it Drixon? I always just say Drixon, but, it's probably wrong, honestly. Okay. If you're not already familiar, the greatest company in the world, the one everybody thought was the one everyone was buying just 2 days ago, that now nobody is talking about because for whatever reason, people seem to forget history. What stock is that? TOPS. TOPS. The good old shit stain of them all. This is good old TOPS. So TOPS is an oil tanker. It pretty much is an oil tanking stock. This thing will never, ever, ever be a good stock to hold. Ever. Over the last 6.5 years of trading, I have never once seen this stock hold its gains. It always pushes up and sells off. So if you are ever finding yourself trading TOPS again or investing in it, at most 1-2 days. Anything more than that is just not a smart decision. So anyways, looks like TOPS went through a direct offering of 8 million registered direct. Okay, yeah. So pretty much the stock dumped because of a direct offering. So this is something very common you're going to see all the time with the stock TOPS, pretty much. Okay? So, yeah. Don't buy and hold that one a long time, okay? It's just a tanking stock. That's all it is, okay? Let's see. Thoughts on REITs. Will they survive? So, I haven't, again, this is another area where I haven't researched too much, but I've been going off pretty much the whims of the market here. So, your question on REITs, real estate's not going anywhere. There's actually a couple interesting theories I have regarding real estate. I'm probably going to be wrong on that. If I say that now without enough proper research, I'll probably be wrong. So we'll save that for another time. Yeah, I mean, REITs aren't going to go REITs aren't, of course they're going to survive. I mean, they're just not going to go bankrupt. I mean, they can go down in value, but they're not going to just disappear now. So here's the other thing. Obviously, everybody knows that mortgage payments have been suspended. I think, and I think some of you guys are probably catching up on this now, just as I was. Mortgage payments have been suspended, but it's not like you get to skip out on that payment. You still owe it. This is where I need to do my research. If you know, fill us in the chat. But I believe with the suspended mortgage payments, it's either going to be added on to your it's just going to roll to the end. So if you miss 3 months of the mortgage or it's suspended because of the shutdown of the pandemic, you weren't able to work, and they say they give you a 3 or 4 month leniency period or grace period on your mortgage, you still owe it. It just might get tacked on to the end of your payment cycle. So instead of you owing 3 months of mortgage now, you just pay your mortgage like you normally were. It's just like it paused, okay? So if they do it that way, it would be good for, obviously, the people. If they do it that you owe it all in a lump sum once the pause is off or the grace period's over, that could really screw a lot of people over. So I think I got to do some more research, or we still are just kind of waiting to figure out how the banking system plans on, this happening. Are they going to put it onto the end of the payment cycles, or are they going to be having you pay it all up front? So however that looks, I don't know for sure. You'll still accumulate. And yeah, so everything's pretty much the same. They're just pausing your mortgage payment. So I don't think and I don't know this, right? But it just really all depends on how long the lockdown, how long the shutdown is. And then it depends how long it takes people to get back to work, because people lost their jobs. People are losing money. Businesses will close. Like, things will be shaken up on the aftermath side of this. So it's more of getting the virus under control. And then it's like, what kind of economic, downturn do we have because of that? Like, how long did it take to kickstart everything? So yeah, the whole housing situation, I'm sure you're going to see prices decrease. But are we going to get a housing market crash? Way too soon to tell. The coronavirus, I don't think, can cause it. The coronavirus is just the face, right? The coronavirus is just the scapegoat, okay? Like, a lot of companies might use their CEO and fire the CEO as a scapegoat, or fire like a vice president as a scapegoat. The coronavirus, unfortunately, is just a scapegoat for the face of the financial problems we have in the market. So we have a lot of debt issues, a lot of credit issues. So like, those are all actually building up, but you just don't really see it because all you hear is coronavirus, right? So the the monetary policy and all the bad things that have been happening behind the scenes to our money over the past 10, 12 years is what we've been afraid of crashing the market. The coronavirus was just the catalyst that really started the move, and now you're starting to see it all unfold via the monetary policy and actions Federal Reserves and the private banking sector is taking. So does the housing market crash like before? That's a tough one to say, because with how they're planning on suspending mortgage payments and the grace period, and then how they implement it, I don't think that they're going to allow it to happen, essentially, is where I'm at. I don't think that what we're in right now and the sort of leniency that's being given is going to be able to break the market down successfully. Okay, I think the support that is in place for the housing market and what they're doing with mortgage payments right now is enough to support the fallout for 3 months or 4 months, whatever it might be. I could very well be wrong as well, but as of right now, to me, that's the way it looks. Okay. And absolutely right. The unemployment's already exploded. I made a video on unemployment before it had already broken the 2008, 2009 financial crisis unemployment level. As soon as I put the video out, someone told me I was an absolute idiot and a conspiracy theorist. And guess what? Now we're projecting 27 million unemployment jobs. So I know I'm just the random conspiracy theory idiot who told you unemployment was going to explode above 2008 before it happened. I know I'm a conspiracy theorist. I know. But yeah, I mean, it's like, what? So anyways, yeah, you should expect unemployment is going to increase. That is going to get higher. I think the reason I was called an idiot was probably because it's a no-brainer. No one's working. Of course, unemployment should be high. So this is a situation where you can't really call yourself a genius. So I'm really not a genius, right? But yes, obviously unemployment should be astronomically high because nobody's working, right? And people are been intentionally laid off because of the virus. So this is only happening because of the virus. Yes. So when we look at unemployment, it's not like unemployment because nobody was having any productivity. It's because a virus came along. That is really why unemployment is so high and why it will be so high. It's not because people didn't want to be employed. It's not because people couldn't get employed. It's not because we were having employment issues. It's not because the economy was seeing a slowdown, right? It all happened because of the virus. So in that regard, we can assume and we can predict and make estimates that, say, unemployment peaks, wherever it peaks, right? We should be able to return back to an employed status quicker than we would if it was us actually seeing issues with employment, right? So we're not seeing actual employment issues. We're just seeing a virus taking away the opportunity for people to actually go out and work. And as soon as that is up and gone and people have the free will to go back and work, we should see the numbers drop dramatically faster than if we were in a situation where it's all really an employment and economy-based situation that's causing the unemployment. that we're not in, okay? So yes, no shit, unemployment's high, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, unemployment skyrocketed to the millions, okay? So it's like, yes, and it's like, we'll see, right? Speaking of REITs, Steve, why is this bullshit? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of talks, like, for example, listen to this one. It's 8:54. Okay, here's a good one. And this isn't to start an argument, but here's a big talking point right now, and that is, if landlords or people who have mortgages get their mortgage suspended, meaning they don't have to maybe pay, at least, let's just say right now, then the renter should not have to pay. In reality, it should be a system where you should always be paying for what you're using. So mortgage payment or not, tenant or not, you should still be paying because you're still using it. When you signed up to rent the apartment or the house, you were signing up and you're paying the money because you're living there and using that location, that land, that house, that material. You are using it. That's why you're paying, okay? You are not paying because of security, like you're always allowed to be there if in case worst case scenarios happen. No, you're paying to live there. If you're still living there, a debt is still owed. So, in reality, even if mortgage gets suspended, right, in theory, rent should not be suspended. And the argument here is that, oh, well, if they have a mortgage, I'm the one paying down their mortgage. If they get it suspended, I should still have to pay. No, you're not paying down their mortgage. You're paying to rent the building that you're living in. You're not paying down someone's mortgage. What if they don't have a mortgage? How about that? What if somebody already paid off their house? So what? Now you just get to live in their house for free? No, it's not how it works. So in reality, that's the way it is. The virus has everyone thinking crazy these days, okay? All right? So remember that. You're paying for what you're using. If you're still using it, you still owe, okay? Remember that. And the bill will always come due. A lot of people think that they can just skip out on 3 months of rent or 3 months of mortgage and everything's going to be happy-go-lucky. Hell no. They're going to come hunt you down and steal your money. For sure. Okay? So, will the housing market go? I don't fully think so. I think we'll see some lower prices. Yes. But to the degree of the 08 I don't think so, and I think that would be very hard to even try to predict, right? Just no, okay? So, yeah, I mean, Kevin, same thing. Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but I intend to do so. I plan on buying some land up North Michigan in the Upper Peninsula. 20 acres or whatever, just buy a nice piece of land, and then whenever I just want, I can just go up, pitch a tent, take our dirt bikes, take our four-wheelers, take our guns, and just go have a ball, right? So, yeah, land's super cheap, too. Yeah, it's always a good... And that's another thing, right? I mean, you never know. So, pretty much what we... But let me put it this way. We know the human race is really stupid when we... Yes, it's a fact. We're really stupid. We know we're really stupid. So, that tells me that in the future, how long, don't know, but we will most likely use way more land than we use today in the future because we don't know how to stop consuming. So we'll keep spreading across all the land masses and using up pretty much as we possibly can because we're too smart for our own good. So that's why we're dumb. We're actually too smart. So there's the saying is that land's a good investment because they're not making any more of it. and we are only using more of it. So land is always kind of seen as a good investment because you're not going to be able to produce any more land than Mother Nature has already provided for you. And given the fact that humans are too smart for their own good and they keep polluting the whole earth, and we pretty much spread like a virus across the land and destroy everything in sight, habitats for animals and just overall nature, we're probably going to spread throughout more land in the future. So buying land is actually a good investment, so to speak. If one day where you own the land becomes a popular place and people want to buy it from you, essentially. Okay? So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day.